Hello there, I'm Jimmy Vegas and welcome to the 14th video in the Beginner's Guide to Unity 6. This tutorial will be covering event sequences and coroutines. Remember to subscribe and click the notification bell to stay up to date with every tutorial I upload. Feel free to leave a comment and drop a like. I also have a Patreon page where you can help be a part of this channel, and you'll also find all the scripts and the assets to this series there too, along with plenty of other things. You can also now join as a free member. Now, on with the tutorial. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in on our gate just over here. And the general idea of what we're going to create this time is we're going to create a sequence of events using a coroutine. And a coroutine is a way of controlling things time-based in your game. And it's all done via C# coding. So the first thing we want to do is to fade in our screen. And then we need to turn the fade in screen off. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to make our gate open a couple of seconds later, and then we'll fade out. And that will be essentially a sequence of events. So how do we do this? Well, let's start by going to the script that we've already written. We can go to scripts and start a script. And yes, we already have all of this in here, but that's completely fine. We'll keep all this as it is. A coroutine can be written inside this script, and it doesn't matter whether you want to create a new script or whether you want to keep expanding this script. And as I always say with these scripts, go to the pinned comment and you can download the script that we will eventually write in this part of the tutorial. So first and foremost, how do we create a coroutine? Well, let's go below our hide button method, and we need to type enumerator, and then we can call it anything we want. So let's call this my sequence, open close bracket, open curly bracket, and hit return. Whenever we declare an enumerator, this is known as a coroutine. You'll notice that the name is underlined in red, and this looks like there's an error. If we were to save this script now and try running our game with it, it would error, it wouldn't work, because this is indeed an error. The reason it's an error is because it's expecting to, in simple terms, wait for a given amount of time within its own coroutine. We're not going to do that just yet. We're actually going to refer to a couple of different things as variables. What I will do is I will scroll to the top, go to where our variables are, and I'm going to go down just a couple of lines. So the variables we're going to use in this, we need to add in the fade in screen and the fade out screen. We already have the gate here, right there, so we don't need to declare it again. So we need to type in square brackets, serialize field, and it's going to be a game object, and we'll call it fade in with a semicolon. Next, we need to do the same thing, except it's fade out. So let's go back to our coroutine, and what we'll do first and foremost is we will wait. Now, our fade in screen lasts, I think at the moment it's like half a second. So what we'll do is we will wait for half a second as the first thing in our coroutine, and then after that we'll turn off the fade in object. So we need to put yield return new wait for seconds, and in brackets 0.5 f close bracket semicolon. And let me just correct my own spelling there. So why do we put an f here? Well, anytime that you use a decimal number, you always put an f after it. It's known as a float. So a decimal number in C# coding, whenever you're in Unity or whatever, is a float. Just keep an eye on that. When you're putting a whole number, you can still put the f, but it doesn't really matter if you do or don't. It still reads it as a whole number. And you'll notice at this point, the underlying has disappeared from my sequence. That's exactly what we need. So what would we want to happen next in this event? We want fade in dot set active false, because we want the fade in screen to disappear. It doesn't need to be on anymore. Next thing, let's actually play the animation for our gate. So we can actually use this line of code right here. So we can take that, place it here, and then after, let's say, how many seconds should we say? Should we say 4 seconds? we'll do something else. So we can say yield return new wait 4 seconds, and in brackets we'll just do 4 with a semicolon. So after 4 seconds, what else can happen in our coroutine? Well, why don't we change one of our text things to say something, or should we turn something on? Shall we tell you what, should we turn our first button off? So let's take this here and let's place it below there. And then we'll wait for some more seconds. So let's say yield return new wait 4 seconds. Let's wait for 5 seconds with a semicolon. And for now, let's head back into Unity and see what we could actually do. What can we do exactly? Well, I'll tell you what we can do. See these fences where they fall, right? So they fall round about there. So what we'll do is here, let's put a big sphere. So let's go to game object, let's go to 3D object, and let's go to sphere. And let's place it roughly where this fence actually is. So round about there, let's place it there. And let's increase the size. So let's have this scale as 5 by 5 by 2 maybe. We'll see how that pans out. In fact, no, we'll have it 5 by 5 by 5. Round about there. I think that's great. Next, let's turn off the mesh renderer. And let's call this hidden sphere. So now let's go back to our code and let's declare that as a variable. So we need to serialize field in brackets, square brackets that is, game object, and we'll call it hidden sphere with a semicolon. So then after we've made that button disappear, so let's wait for 2 seconds instead. We can say hidden sphere dot set active, and in brackets true with a semicolon, and then we'll wait for another 2 seconds. But what we'll do actually is copy this line of code, and then we'll say finally fade out dot set active, and in brackets true semicolon. So this is going to be our sequence of events, and this is the coroutine. So when the game starts, we're going to wait for half a second, and then we'll turn the fade in off. And at the same time, we will make our gate open. After 4 more seconds, we'll turn our button off. After 2 more seconds, we'll make the sphere appear. And then after 2 more seconds, we'll fade out. So the last thing we need to do is in void start, we need to tell it to start the coroutine straight away. So we can say start coroutine, and in brackets, the name of the coroutine you've written. So my sequence. Open close bracket once again, semicolon, and save. And as I said, you can download this if you go to pinned comment and click link. So let's head back into Unity. And what I'll do is the fence right there, when Unity's had a bit of a think. Taking a moment just to compile there. So I'm going to take this fence and just bring it back up to here. And next thing we need to do is go to script holder. Because we've modified the script, we've got some more variables we need to add. So let's add them in here. So fade in and fade out, and hidden sphere is right there. So just to quickly recap before we try this out, we've added 3 variables and we've now got this coroutine happening. So let's press play and hopefully let's see this sequence of events actually occur. So when it decides it's going to, there we go. So that's opened. I forgot to turn hidden sphere off. One thing there we go. So let's turn the hidden sphere off. Try that again. So that's okay. Yep. So the button should disappear in a couple of seconds, and it does. And now the hidden sphere should appear. It did. It turned on, and then fade out happens. So One thing I did expect to happen that it didn't, and I think it's because I need to add a rigid body, but these fences should have shot up in the air again, just as like something that would happen that we could visibly see. So let's add a rigid body to the hidden sphere. And let's press play once again and see this sequence of events take place. Okay, so there we go. Fade out, button should disappear. And the sphere, there we go. So the hidden sphere did appear, and we did see those fences jolt a little bit. So I think I press play again then. So what we'll quickly do is, I wonder if we can change the size of our sphere just so we can make it have a bit more of an impact. So maybe something like that. Okay, last time, let's try this sequence and then we'll talk about what we'll do next time. So as you can see, yeah, all the sequence of events seems to work just fine. Everything we told it to do is indeed happening. There we go. The hidden sphere has just done that to our fences. And there we go. Fade out. So the fade out is currently set as looping, I think. So let's untick that. Cool. So what we'll do next time is, I think we need to add a bit more immersiveness to this. And we'll look at adding some music and sound effects in. Music and sound effects in Unity is a lot of fun to play around with, because you could just have one single sample and it could sound multiple different ways. So that's going to be fun for next time. Remember to subscribe, click the notification bell to stay up to date with every tutorial, and I will see you next time.